Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Page Fights, the show where we take your landing pages and put them up against heavyweight champions of conversion rate optimization. Tommy is my name. I'll be your host for today, and we've got a great show in store for you. We had over 200 landing pages submitted to this last round, all of them to be taken apart by our guest judge, Lurie of Portent, Ollie Gardner of Unbounce, and Pep Laja, my boss of Conversion XL. Let's just get right into the judges and get right into the pages. Let's not waste any time, and we'll just tear these pages apart. All right? First up, we have Pep Laja, the founder of Conversion XL and the man in charge of Marketech. Pep, what's up? Welcome to the broadcast. You're going to have to unmute yourself.
Yo, let's kick some butt.
There we go. Next up, we have Ollie Gardner. Come on into the show, Ollie. You ready to kick some ass today?
Yes, I am. I'm also coming at you live from Boston, and because I hate the Bruins, I've got my Vancouver Canucks jersey on.
No, as a native New Englander, Ollie, I'm going to have to mute you out of the broadcast. I'm not talking to you today. And last but certainly not least, we have Ian of Portent. Come on in, buddy.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to the broadcast. Are you ready to tear some pages apart?
I am ready, just like they're tearing the concrete apart behind my house right now.
Fantastic. All right, so first up, we have Premier Outdoors, TexasQuailHunts.com. And let's just jump right into this page, fellas. Let me get my screen share working here. I'll jump right in. All right. Can you guys see the page okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Fantastic. First impressions. I'd love to get your first impressions of this page, Pep, and then I'm going to go Pep, Ollie, and then Ian.
Well, I mean, design-wise, not too awful, but hey, why would I want to go to a quail hunt today? That's my biggest problem. I don't want to go today. Looking for a quail hunt in Texas, click or call and we'll get you on your way. No, I don't want to go now. And look at the form. There's no context. There's inline label. iPath is all screwed up because that's not where I'm looking. And the damn slider is driving me nuts.
Now, tell me a little bit about sliders here. Like, what is it that you've seen from sliders in studies that, as far as conversions go?
Well, typically it serves as a distraction. So in like 9 times out of 10, it performs worse as compared to a static image.
Okay, okay. Ollie, tell me what you think about this page.
It's kind of disturbing, to be honest. I mean, especially this young kid that's been out murdering these little birds. I mean, if that's your thing, that's fine. It's actually, I imagine this is pretty good for the target demographic. I'm not one of them, but I don't like the placeholders in the form. It looks like it's already filled out. It's just kind of weird. And
I felt that too.
Yeah, I mean, there are no field labels. They've got icons, and you have to try and interpret what they are. Like the second one, it's a phone. Is it a phone? Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah.
It's too much thought required, really.
All right. Ian, what do you think about this page?
First, I prefer my food shrink-wrapped and dead when I get it. So I'm not sure I'm the right audience here. And this is not a judgment. This is just me being a really wussy East Coast urbanite. But anyway, couple things. First of all, if I click schedule your hunt without filling out the form, it says thank you. There's no warning, no nothing. And that to me is a problem.
You should be hearing from us, but probably not.
Yeah, exactly. Someone will hear from us. Second, the images on the page are gigantic. And everybody who knows me knows that page speed is a big thing for me. The images on this page are roughly 2 to 3 times bigger than they need to be. I don't mean in size, in dimensions, I mean in file size. I was able to compress some of them really quick to about half or 1/3 of what they were. And I have to agree on the slider. It's giving me fits as I'm trying to look at the page. The other thing is, I'd like a little more information at the top of the page. You know, my iPath goes from the headline, which is kind of pushed over to the side, to the images, back to the form, and I still don't know why I would call these guys instead of someone else. I mean, are they
Exactly. Their idea is like they're the only quail hunters in the world. Like the
Right,
only
and
20.
if you do a search for Texas quail hunt, you're going to find a lot of them. So I'm thinking, are they better? Do they find better places? Will I get more quail? Are they donating money to the families of the dead quail? I don't know, but it would really be nice to have some idea. So
and look at the testimonials. Why the hell are the names the most prominent? I don't care about Hunter, Randall, and Jeff. I care about their experience.
yeah, I mean that
makes
one.
Sense.
Yeah, I guess knowing they're real people would be okay. I don't know.
How are they real people? They don't
Well,
have
I guess
no.
it could just be Jeff
no
S.
face.
Okay, you're right.
The second testimonial down near the end is talking about doves. I've never seen so many doves on a Texas hunt. It's supposed to be quails, not doves. I don't understand what he's talking about.
The other two things I see, one, the phone number at the top, you should use markup so it's clickable, because you did make this page responsive. And then also, I hate centered paragraph text.
Yeah, me too. I mean, everybody does.
Yeah, please don't do that. Those are my big ones.
And then the lines are way too long. Like nobody's going to ever read that part here.
Yeah, I mean it's 10 to 13 words on a line is really all I want to see at most. I do like the line spacing. I think that's good, but you do need fewer words on the line.
Cool. Ian, I want to actually talk to you real quick, and we're going to move on because this page did not make it to the semifinals. But I want to talk to you real quick about the performance optimization part of the page, because we haven't really talked about that on Page Bites before. Tell me a little bit about what you said you compress the images. What are some of the tools you're using for compression, and how do you avoid the sort of loss that might happen from image compression?
Well, I use three different tools. I use Google PageSpeed, first of all, to do my compression for me. And that tool uses lossless compression, so there's no sacrifice of quality there at all. And that cut the image size in half. Then I used, cut it by 50%. Then I used, which of course is half. Anyway, then I used Adobe Fireworks, and I was able to cut it to about a third, keeping JPEG format. It got a little blurry, but not very much, and at the scale that we're looking at them, it made no difference whatsoever. Then I used Smush.it, which is an online tool, and again was able to cut it, cut it by a third or a half. So.
Very cool. Well, when we do a follow-up in the follow-up email, we should talk about that a little bit, and let's move on. All right. This one is actually a semi-finalist. Who picked this one? And tell me just a little bit about why you picked it, and then we're going to move on to the next one.
I did.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Pep. Tell me a little bit why you picked this page.
Well, I like the benefits were quite clear here. There are many things that I'm not happy with, but overall, I understood kind of what it does and why one would want to use it. Although the banner up there is not helping clarity at all and pushing all the good content down. It's crap. There are no screenshots here, so I actually don't understand what the tool looks like or how I would incorporate it into my current sales flow. So clarity is a big problem here. And also, they want to sign me up for a free trial right now without me understanding fully what it looks like.
Okay, excellent. And well, Ollie, you said you picked this page as well?
Yeah. I have a whole bunch of stuff on this, but maybe let's zip along and
we'll talk about it a little bit more later. I'll start with you later on that one. And this was actually a semi-finalist here too. Vitamins for pit bulls. Tell me a little bit about why you picked this, who picked this, and
I
move forward real quick.
Yeah, I did too.
This is kind of terrifying, but you can just imagine that the target demographic for this is, because they say that people's dogs look like them. So by buying this stuff. If you go down, these dogs at the bottom, it's really scary. I hate pit bulls. I got attacked by a pit bull a couple of years ago, and I fucking hate these dogs.
Wow.
Look at the state of that thing. That's terrifying. Anyway, there's a lot of good stuff about this page, though, especially for the target. It's really on point for the target demographic. So, like I said, this one's made it through, so we can jump in.
Absolutely. We'll talk about that one a little bit more later. Here we have BuzzTimeBusiness.com. Let's, Ian, why don't you kick this one off for us?
So, I like it. I have no idea when I get there exactly what this is doing for me. And I know I'm not the target audience, but that's my first thing. The dude where I just see his hands and his pants holding up the video. That's a little too clever for my taste. I'd rather not see that. And also, if I'm a restaurant owner, I'm not sure that this headline is really targeting me. And I know these are all kind of generic, but those are the major issues that I'm seeing.
Excellent.
Yeah, I mean, using a testimonial headline can be really good because you're mixing social proof with kind of an explanation. But here it's terrible. It doesn't say what this page is about at all. It's so that there's zero.
The clarity is like near zero here.
Yeah.
I went through it trying to understand what the hell it is. I mean, I really tried and still couldn't figure it out. I think it's an app, but I'm not sure.
Well, and also the two logos at the top of the page. Why push the page down like that? That's like telling people that, hey, look at my brand. Don't worry about the app. Just look at my brand. And I hate to see that too.
You should annotate these images. People read annotations, like that's one of the first things they do when they see an image, and it's not clear enough here what they're for. So if you just put a little bit of context around them. I mean, is it an app for a customer? Is it an app for the proprietor? It's not really very clear.
It looks like it might be like a branded app solution for keeping people busy while they're at your table. That's my guess because I've done some.
Yeah. So what about having a copy that says that?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Of course.
Well, what about making the copy readable instead of against this kind of black and white background that makes it so I can't see the word back unless I squint? That makes. Right. Yeah, that makes my life a little hard.
Right, and I guess the video might be adding some clarity here, but they're giving no reasons why I should watch one.
Well, and it's all the way down the page.
Video, like, what will I learn? Plus, I see it's 2 minutes, 30 seconds. It's more time than I ever have.
And it's all the way down the page.
Yeah. I clicked the video in a lightbox or whatever from the thing at the top. Like, let me interact with that from one of those screenshots at the beginning. It's really hard to understand what this is. I bet it's really fun, but... And
look at the forum. I hate when forums have this fake enthusiasm. Yes, I want to learn more. You leave the enthusiasm to the user. It's up to them to decide whether they're enthusiastic about it or not. Probably they're not. Probably they're totally fucking indifferent about it.
Right.
Look at this quote. This thing. Opinionation lie. What is it? What is opinionation? That's not a word.
Brings in new faces and has created a buzz around the neighborhood. Also, click get a free quote, keeping the form empty. You just get a lot of red and something saying please correct the errors below, and you then have, at least for me, I have to scroll up and down to see get a free quote.
At least the zip field is required. I don't know about the rest.
Yeah. Ollie, you actually said something on one of the last ones where it's like, do you need to have all the stars next to all the fields? Like, come on, is that necessary? And we're going to move on because this definitely
more these days. It's kind of silly. The get a free quote. This is what made me think: is this a business tool?
Right.
You don't get a quote on an app. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But is it software that I run in my bar or something? It's super confusing.
Yeah, this is this seems like just a classic case of needing a lot more clarity around the page. So sorry, Buzz Time, you did not make it. We are moving on, and let's see. What do we have here? Visual content masteries. Oh, we can get results. I have not seen enough landing pages where we can get results afterwards. Like I want to have like an iTunes for results.
Well, also, I'm sorry, I got to jump in here because this one did kind of tick me off. If you're going to tell me about visual content mastery, you better make sure your page works when I make my browser bigger and smaller. And this one does not do that. And I have a pretty intense bullshit detector, and I'm afraid that this is one of those times, guys. You gotta make sure your stuff works. You're talking about how you make responsive stuff, and it shows up on all devices. As soon as I downsized my browser, I couldn't see the second scroll of the screen. I couldn't see most of the text.
And what was missing here was specificity. They talk about visual content, so what do we mean here? PowerPoint designs, web design, infographics, what? Visual designs, it's like too broad of a topic, so...
And think big, work hard, push limits, never stop. And that drove 25,000 views. You're going to have to explain that one to me. Sorry, again, this is just, I'm not getting it.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks like
let's add readability here.
Oh.
You have a gray text and gray background. It's very hard to read.
If you go back to the top, Tommy, this thing you're pointing out, the get results. I think like every single thing in every company, every app, whatever it is for about getting results. So it's so redundant. You may as well just say hashtag business. It's just so irrelevant.
Well, here's something I want to point out here too is like we're talking about visual content mastery. So I'm going to guess that this is taking advantage of the like visual content marketing sort of right thing. Like if we're talking about this drove 25,000 plus views. Are we talking about like SlideShare here? And if we're going to talk about visual content mastery, why so much freaking text, right? Like why not build that right into the page, right?
I think it's an ebook.
And the call to action there, the shut up and take my money, like the focus is on parting with my money. You know,
Yeah.
I don't want to part with my money.
Right.
I might want to polish my skills.
It's actually a live kind of hangout or something. I did go through these testimonials, just
You're probably the only one who ever did.
I know, but when I did, I know two of these people, so I actually start to believe this. But it's so much work looking at those testimonials. I mean, look at this paragraph.
Yeah, there's so fucking huge lines along the readability. You know, I mean.
Well, and again, if you're saying you're good at visual content, show me you're good at visual content. The typography is not great. The buttons don't really attach to the paragraphs.
Right, and then when you scroll to the way bottom there, your call to action changes to get on the insider list. Is this the same thing or a different thing? What is the insider list? You know.
And again, if I just clicked submit, it goes back to the top of the page, and if I scroll all the way down, it says there was a problem with your submission. Errors have been highlighted below. So again, if I click get in, it just hops me. I don't know if it worked or not.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're moving on. Sorry, Dustin, you did not make it to the finals. Here we go. Treating pornography addiction. 6 tools for your long-term recovery. Ollie, for no specific reason, I'm going to start with you here.
This one is a little bit too close to home for me.
I don't know if I want explanation.
You know what? This is actually a pretty good page. Despite whether you're turned on and off by the content here, but it's good. The headline is super clear.
Did you really just say that?
Yeah, I don't know. Hang on.
Never mind. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. There we go.
Yeah, I like this page. Super clear headline and subhead. I like the fact that the video poster frame here, they have an image there which shows a couple in therapy. Right? A lot of people, when they have a video placeholder, it's either nothing or it's just a play button. This actually has some good context of use. I can understand this is a therapy session, so that's good. There's a typo in the paragraph though, where the form is. That's a little lame. There, you spelled that wrong. The trust elements are great all the way down the page. They've got some little preview, interview things. Wow, I got noises coming on my computer here. Sorry about that. I kind of like this. But apparently the context of this page was that it came from an email campaign, and the link in the email was about betrayal trauma.
Okay.
What this page is about, and that's not what the headline's about. So that's super confusing. If that was a paid ad, and I clicked on that and came here, I would leave because that match is terrible. So I really like the page, but the context from what we understand is pretty bad.
All right. Pep, what do you think of this page?
Well, first of all, I assume that this is a page for people who already know what their problem is because they're not doing anything to get me to agree with the problem first. And then if you scroll way up, let's look at the above the fold area. They just right away want me to enroll in the course. And, well, what is the course specifically about? Is it offline or online? How much does it cost? Well, it's free now, but then is it always free? And then it's like only 200 licenses available during beta. I call bullshit. I think it's fake scarcity. And if you scroll down, I mean, all he was talking about is trust elements. I don't see them anywhere. Only if like way down where these doctors and stuff, like clinicians. Like, why would I want to meet them? Although she's kind of hot, so.
I think
then there's this pricing table here.
I think there's a lot of trust in this, actually. I disagree there. I like this page.
Well, I mean, the design looks nice. I mean, it looks nice, but in terms of content, and I mean, then it gets all complicated with this pricing thing. I thought it's free, so enroll now. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, there is a little bit of conflict here between the free enroll now and then like the payment system over here.
Like, what are you selling? Are you selling me all 3 classes or just the first one?
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, I mean, I do like the design of this page, but you know, as you start to get a little bit more into it, it does feel a little bit confusing. And I think that that's important. Like, we do a lot of first impression stuff on the show, but like, it's really important to see what that happens at that final moment. And if you've got enroll free now and then payment system, like, wait a second, what's going on here? If you want to do the upsell to like maybe the beta price, maybe do that after you've gotten people in on the free course, right? I don't know.
I am. So a couple things. First of all, I was raised by a hardcore feminist, and I will get my ass kicked next time I'm in New York if I don't say that Dr. Parks looks very competent to me. But to be honest, I disagree on the design of the page. I think it's pretty awful. Why are there clouds? What is the point in the clouds? Second thing is, the video kind of sucks out my will to live. I don't know if anyone watched the first few minutes of it, but there is nothing positive in that video for the first 60 seconds. It's, you know, you get married and then the lies start. Seriously, that's the beginning of the movie. And, you know, it leaves me just thinking, oh my God, you know, or it leaves me thinking, wow, my marriage is better than that. You know, even if I do watch porn 20 hours a day or whatever. So you know, then there's all the centered text in the paragraphs again. There's a lot of stuff that I feel is put on this page for the sake of putting it there, not for any really good reason. Again, the clouds, they just piss me off because I don't know why they're there. I'm not too sure about the typography in general. I think it's okay. It's not great. There's a second video further down the page, but nothing telling me why I should click and watch it. You know, watch a sample of what you get access to is just terrible writing. I'm sorry. So I like the purpose and the idea. I think it needs to be executed better so that more people can take advantage of it.
All right. Is that ultimately this did not make it to the finals, and I think that those are some very good reasons as to why. So we are going to move on. Here we go. Masters of the ebook. This was actually a finalist. Who picked this page, and tell me why?
I think that was me.
Okay.
You know, I looked at the first time I looked at this page, I said, "Cool, that's cool."
Really?
And then I thought, wait, what? Because I'm looking at this page and I'm not quite sure.
I was like, what the hell are these explosions?
Yeah.
His face is exploding on my screen.
Well, and why do I care? I mean, I know a lot of the people in the photos afterwards, and they're all really cool people. I don't want to, you know, I don't want them to beat me up at the next conference, but I have no idea what this is about. Why do I care? Is this even something I download? Is it a training course? Is it, what is it?
Is it a bunch of different ebooks or just one?
I think it's an ebook. That's pretty clear.
Is it one? Like, there was a download ebook next to each face who was some master of something. So it gave me the idea that there are like 100 different ebooks here. Each master has their own book.
Yeah, I mean, it's a PDF. It is a PDF, and once I look at that, I get it. But again, what is the purpose of the ebook? What am I? Yeah. Why am I downloading it? I'm just not sure.
Clarity is so bad on this page.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's like jumping, it's you know, one of the principles of a website is that the user needs to be in control. Here, you're taking away control and exploding these faces onto my screen. I mean, so fucking annoying.
Well, and when you, at least for me, when you scroll, it stops at each scroll point, which I get. It's kind of cool, but it's also a little frustrating for me. Again, it feels like something that was maybe put there to be there, and you could just take away the spotlight effect. just have the round image, and I think it would be fine.
All right.
I kind of like it, but the scrolling is so annoying. It's trying to be clever. When you scroll, it takes so long because it pauses. Then you go again. It's quite a cool page, but I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to move on. These guys are a finalist, so let's move forward. All right. Center for Distance Education, your future at our fingertips. Become a trusted human resources professional. Ian, why don't you kick us off on this one?
Yeah, used car sales. Sorry.
Okay.
This page looks like you're trying to sell me a bill of goods. Anytime I land on a page that has an exclamation point of something like "I want answers," and of course the landing page I just did has exclamation points, but you know, it just train online in Alberta for a successful corporate career in 52 weeks. There's something about this whole page that feels really cheesy to me. First of all, the stock photograph again with the perfect hairstyle and racial balance as far as I can see. The typography again is just terrible. There's so many things here, but in the end, the writing and the way the page is put together to me looks kind of cheap, and it just does not work for me.
Looks like a Word document.
And let's
Yes,
start
it
with
looks
the
like a
headline there. Become a trusted HR professional.
Yeah.
How many people who want to become HR people say that that's the #1 goal? That's what I want the most, to become the trusted
Well, I
profession.
want to be the
Come
cat.
on.
I want to be Catbert, and that's not a trusted HR professional.
And the form has nothing to do with the content of the page. I want answers. How far is the moon? How many donuts do I have to eat to get fat? You know, like, get info now. So how is this info coming to me? Is somebody calling me? Am I downloading something? You know, and the form, of course, the fee is, why the hell do we need my physical damn address if I'm on your electronic landing page? You know, I did not order a brochure to my mailbox. Come on.
You know that trusted thing? Yeah, you're asking me right away for a way to walk up to my house and talk to me. I'm not thrilled with that.
And now pay attention. The headline says, you know, become this trusted person. Okay, maybe I buy into that. Maybe I want to be. And what does a human resources assistant do? So now they're explaining me actually why I should get into this profession. You know, this person does this and that and that. So again, it's like total disconnect between content and the headline. So are you selling me the idea of becoming a professional, or are you selling me that, hey, you want to become an HR professional? We have a course for you.
Well, also, assistant does not sound like professional, and I know that's a terrible thing to say, but
not very trusted.
Just be consistent. All right, if you know being an assistant, awesome. Then say it. Become a trusted human resources assistant, because I feel like you kind of fooled me when I scroll further down the page. Again, lots of little things that are just eroding my trust. Plus, they misspelled center. Oh no, wait, sorry.
Nope, that's some really great feedback. We're gonna actually move forward. So thank you guys. This is from Northwest University, and this is actually a finalist. Who picked this page? And give me some quick reasons why, and then.
Well, I picked it, but I want to say something right off my heart. One night each week can change your life, and best bang. Come on, it's too easy.
All right, we're going to move forward, and we'll talk about this page a little bit more later. Spreadsheets. Oh, wait, I was going to read that headline, and then it didn't happen. Ollie, we haven't heard from you.
This is, okay, I encourage everybody to go to spreadsheets.com. I think that's the URL. Maybe someone can clarify that or verify that.
Spreadsheetsapp.com.
Right, and watch the video. Now, if they're watching, I'd love them to type into the public chat if they know the percentage of people who actually watch the video. The video is great. It's hilarious. This seems like a great app. But there's nothing on here that actually tells you what it is.
Hey, dude, it's innovative data capture. Isn't it obvious?
it's no.
It's almost like they're embarrassed.
Yeah.
And it's very clever and very funny. And, you know, both. And a lot of people look at it and say, "Oh yeah, gamifying sex. I like it." But I just.
Is it really?
Yeah, unless this doesn't tell
that's what they're trying to do. Yeah.
I did not get that at
Wow,
all.
last session, 28 thrusts per minute.
Exactly.
All right, guy.
I love this as an app idea. It's
109 thrusts per minute. Yeah, that's hardcore, man.
But I will say this: when I first got here, I thought this was a serious analytics app, and that they were using, they were doing double entendres. So telling me a little quicker, and again, I understand there's a little, maybe they're trying to be cute, but look at the title tag, #1 sex app. I would put something like that right at the top.
Huh.
Yeah,
No,
make it more human, right? Let's get some sexy, happy people there. I don't know.
Yeah, and get the app. Choose between paid and free. Well, why don't you sell me on the paid version then? Like nothing. Just get it. Come on. The world does not work like that.
No, I have a question for you guys, because this might come down to some internal bureaucracy, and I don't want to stay on this for too long, but like, what if the person who's in charge of this is going like, we can't have, like, this cannot look like a Viagra page. Like, how would you navigate that?
Well, first of all,
the nice way and the mean way.
If you're saying a new day, a new lay, somehow, I don't think that's really an issue.
Yeah.
That'd be my first thing. But second, if that's really true, I would fire the moron, because I'm sorry, you're writing an app about sex. Talk about sex. Don't tell me. Don't tell me that. Yeah, and this isn't television where you have to say, are you a male with performance issues, and then show pictures of people in bathtubs looking out at sunrises. That's not what this is. This is fun and funny, and look at who your audience is. These are iPhone users, and most of them are going to totally get it. So don't do what you're doing here. And if you're the head of the company and you're really saying that, I'm sorry, but you're completely fucking it up. And I just dropped an F-bomb on Hangout. But it really, as a copywriter, that really pisses me off if that's what's going on. And I'm not saying it is, but that would really piss me off.
I think these guys need to integrate with Tinder. So you rating people as like, how do you perform between the sheets? That would be a match made in heaven.
No kidding.
Also, this app only for men because it measures thrusts per minute.
Well,
it does say that. It does say that it's Cosmo said it's for men.
That's what the screenshot says.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just I don't know.
Well,
maybe it's like buddies can compete with each other. Hey, show me how many thrusts you had last night.
See, and that's not going to happen. But if you look down at the Cosmopolitan testimonial, it says an app to help dudes. So again, I think that's something they could clarify too. But they could also play to the fact that women might want to get this for their dudes, which is what the video really says, and is very, very clever about it.
Excellent. Well, we're going to move on, and because we're about at the halfway mark here, so we want to make sure that we have time to get into all the different pages here. This is the drinking water page. Perkin Elmer, For the Better. Yeah. Pep.
Well, I'm glad my grandma also designs pages, because it sure looks like one. It's like god-awful. 1992. My first website in 94 looked better than this crap. Seriously, there's not a single good thing on this page. Headline sucks, picture sucks, copy is unreadable and sucks. View now what? And all three methods will be offered, and fill out this stupid form. Buying intent to seriously submit. Speak with an expert. Well, if I don't tick that box, then what happens? I'm going to view now.
This isn't even clickable over here.
No, it's not.
Oh, man. All right. I don't even want to spend too much time on this page because there's not really a whole lot that we can do.
Yeah. The guys who made this, throw it out. Don't improve it. There's nothing good about it.
The guys who created the product made this, I guarantee you. That's what happened. I guarantee it.
All right. Moving on. Let's see. Today, I see the world from all new angles. This is a finalist.
It's actually not loading for me, by the way.
Oh.
Oh, take the 2 from the www if you're...
Seriously?
The URL's broken, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
who picked this page?
Everybody seeing this image here can relate to it a lot, right? It's so clever. I fell in love with this page.
I actually woke up looking like this morning.
I like this page a lot.
I think I picked this one. Maybe a bunch of us did, but...
Real quick, give me 3 points what you like about this page, and then we'll go through the rest, and then we'll come back to this one later.
Image, actually, I think is kind of clever, but, well, that's probably all I like about it. Sorry. I'm done.
All right. I like the I like the typography. I like the form area. Like the form introduction is really good. Get your free industry analysis and learn to harness big data. It tells me what I'm going to get. They need to focus. They need to repeat some of that on the CTA though. Joanna Weep, who was on last week when she was speaking at our conference last Friday, had a really good example of just taking what's in your form headline and repeating it, or your headline, repeating it in the CTA. So. Because I want it, I want what? You know, I want get my free big data industry analysis report. That would be a great CTA. It tells me exactly.
Well, actually, the headline does not mention anything about which industry, big data, or anything. It's a terrible headline.
The headline, yes. I'm talking about the form headline, but
yeah, the form headline. It's
are we
completely vague.
Yep, fellas,
like clarity.
Are we
fellas,
coming
we'll
back
come
to
back
it
to this
for the
page?
Yes.
So, because there's a lot to discuss about this. So. Here we go. This is shortcuttobusinesssuccess.com. 5 proven ways to attract more customers now. Ollie, kick me off here.
Yeah, who are you? Like, there's no identifying brand connection here. I don't know what the company's called. There's no logo. It just starts talking to me or shouting at me before, you know, like, there's so many headlines here.
Come on, it's proven, man. Now, money, now, proven. 5 tactics, now.
Yeah, I mean, this does repeat the headline. It repeats this right here in the call to action, Ollie.
I mean, it's going nuts with the fucking repeating. Proven, 5. It's an overkill. It totally discredits the whole content. Start by removing all exclamation marks. I mean, this seems like scam if I ever saw one.
It's using directional cues to direct you towards the form.
That looks like that was just dropped there by mistake.
Proven tactics to do what?
attract more customers? Come on.
Now.
Yeah, shred this one.
All right.
This is just a classic
font
cheesy
size
squeeze
too
page.
small, hard to read.
All right, we're moving forward. This is dynamiclifestyle.com. Grip on lifting grips. Do you want more out of your weightlifting routine, Ian?
Sure. But what do you mean by more? More pain? More ruptured discs? Is there some? What are these things doing for me? I don't know. And then of course, the page itself makes me want to cry. Because really, you could go somewhere and download a free template and do a lot better than this, just for look and feel. I didn't even get to the copy. The headline and the layout just kind of, I went blurry.
Yeah, I did not figure out, is that grip-on like an upsell, or is that the offer? Because I thought it's a weightlifting, like training, regimen training ebook stuff, but it's like grip-on, why you should try them.
Yeah.
Of course, the multi-column layout just does not work at all. The video is tiny. No reason given why I should watch it.
When it's 4 minutes.
Yeah. But the page is actually about the grip-ons. I mean, already the headline is like total disconnected from what the actual product is.
This
and
is the same
you
as
would
the last
improve it
one.
immensely by moving it, making it single column.
One thing about the writing, read the subhead, because it sounds like we gave this to people, they tested it. We had people who are always satisfied with the results test it. So we knew that we'd get 100% rating because they're always satisfied with the results. I don't think that's what they meant to write.
This is like the last one. It's missing the branding. If it said grip-on at the top, you see, I know this is about grip-on. It's about an actual item. The first thing there, that's great. And in the headline, one more of your weightlifting routine. Rephrase that and include something about what this is. Like, talk about this grip-on immediately.
I would love to see a hero image of someone doing a curl with the bicycle grip, like this being the bicycle, because this is what this is. I mean, it's bicycle grips for your weight bars. I would love to see a close-up image of that, like right there.
Yeah.
And then try to sell the rest of it from there. But right now, you don't see, like, even with this thumbnail over here, you're not seeing that there's an actual grip on here, and that makes it really hard to...
How do you do this? Do you walk around the gym and you clip it on and you take it off and you go to the next one and clip it on? It seems kind of weird.
Well, it doesn't matter because they come in camo, so that's pretty much
so you can't even see them.
Sorry, I shouldn't make fun of the product. I did look at some of the copy now, and the copy's kind of painful. I mean, proud to be exclusive Australian distributor and can offer grip-on at a better price than international shipping would otherwise allow. Wow. Are you getting paid by the word? I don't know. It's like Alexander Dumas.
All right, we're going to move on. We have one more, and then we're going to get back into deep critiques of the finalists, and then we're going to talk about something, Ian, you have to offer to the Page Fights audience. Moving on, One thing about this page that you're not seeing right now is that this video autoplays, and when I was prepping for getting the show order, I was very thrown off by that. So anyways...
Well, I mean, autoplay can work beautifully. So, of course, it's annoying. It's annoying like pop-ups, but pop-ups also tend to work more often than they don't. And autoplay, I'm sorry, but whenever we test it, tends to work, you know, at least 50-50.
Okay. So keep going, Pat. Tell me a little bit more about what you think about this page.
I mean, it took me a huge amount of time to figure out that that's actually an ebook, which is not made clear anywhere. And I did not understand which game is this about because I'm not a gamer. Well, I haven't been since high school. So it's obviously about a game, and probably the gamers recognize it.
I got that right away as a gaming nerd.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you.
Which game is it?
League of Legends.
No, it's what do you call it? No, it's not. It's
See, the gaming nerd does not know what it's called.
Okay, total failure. I actually thought it was.
But what are you signing up for? You said it's an ebook, Pep, but it says it's an app.
Well, the video's too long.
Oh, the app. Well, I scrolled to the way bottom, and they talked about an ebook in the bottom there.
Oh,
so I think, what's in the ebook? Oh, so they have an app and an ebook.
Let's get back to the good pages. Let's talk about the ones that actually final.
All right. Yeah. So we're going to move into the finalists here, and if you want to vote on a finalist page, just if you're watching the show, if you want to vote on the finalist page, there's going to be a Vote Now button underneath. This is page number 1 that we have. We're going back to spark2leads.com, lead response. Speak to leads. Sorry, and let's talk about this page. Let's get into a little bit of deeper critique. Ollie, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, hello, Sammy James, if you're out there. He's the owner of Speak to Leads, friend of mine. So I'll try and be nice. This image at the top is really, really hard to figure out. I think you could get a lot of benefit from putting your headline first, because right off the bat, I'm trying to figure out what this image is doing.
Plus, they're describing the lead process. I mean, whoever is going to buy this stuff knows how the process works. You don't need to teach me what the process is. Show me your fucking software.
Yeah, you should get them there, but I would also take the logo out. Like, put the logo at the top and say Speak to Leads, because S2L, that doesn't tell me who you are, right? You need to say Speak to Leads so I get a bit more context of, you know, the name of this product. But yeah, get me reading that headline first. Color-wise, you jump all over the page because of the orange primarily. I would knock all of that back to be, like, say, the bullets to be blue, and take away. I'd take away the free trial in orange, and I would make the button and the form header orange. So everything else communicates together. You got blue and gray kind of, and you read all that, and the highlight of the interaction area, which is the form, that's where it all kind of stands out with the orange contrast. Because right now I'm like, it's hard to really get a nice flow of how I should consume the page.
So I have one thing. Use the phrase your audience uses, and I am 99% sure lead response and follow-up is not the phrase. Back in the old days, it was lead response management, and I did a quick look on Google, and it does not look like many people are using lead response and follow-up. They seem to be using lead response management more. Go with what I know.
And these subheadings here, connect and convert, boost efficiency, they're shit. I mean, you need to rewrite, because most people will only read these subheadings, not the content underneath them. The content's pretty good, but you need to inject more clarity into those subheadings. And also another thing I had, this form has leads per month, mandatory field. Well, first of all, it seems like a sensitive field to me, so I wouldn't feel comfortable sharing it, because what if your sales guy is going to put me in a high-pressure sales situation? And second of all, if I'm using your tool, you will see how many leads I have. Don't fucking ask it. Just check my back end.
Check your back end.
I mean, you have all the analytics data. Like, it's with any software. Like, if optimized users are always going over their monthly limit, you get a sales call. You know, if you haven't logged into your Omnisure site Catalyst in over a year, which is 90% of users, you get a sales call. You know.
I would say some of the copy, like under connect convert, I agree with Pep. The headlines don't really say much, but 85% of prospects buy from the first company to call them back. That's important information. And then we can help you be one of those or whatever.
That could be the headline, man. That's a pretty good stuff.
Well, and what's the image? at the top of the page. What is that supposed to tell me? I don't get it.
It does take a while to figure that out,
Yeah.
which is why it shouldn't come before the headline, and it probably shouldn't be there at all. Maybe it could be at the
it's
bottom.
terrible.
It's kind of, if I start to get this, it might be okay at the bottom, but yeah, you need to introduce who you are and go with that real benefit of the fact that you can connect to people right away, like speak to these leads.
And then
something else I would like to point out too is sorry, Ian.
Right.
The quick facts here. A lot of this MIT study stuff and all of this stuff, I feel like would benefit a lot higher, being a lot higher on the page, because I've done some lead response research myself, and the time that it takes to get to a lead the close ratio is like much faster if you get to people faster. So like selling that first, I think is a good thing to do.
Yeah, it's a bit aggressive with the free trial, like how many times it says it, but.
And with free trial, it's always people are worried. Well, how much is going to cost after? Since you're
also, it's not free. It costs time, and is it going to be worth it?
Right. So free trial kind of works if you have your first plan that is free forever. So it's not that, oh, I like it, but then, oh man, it's too expensive for me or whatever, you know.
Well, and serious quality score issue. If you believe that Google crawls these pages the way I think they do, the headline should not be an image, and it is. And then the other thing is, if you're going to have images at the top, make it screenshots. Show me the product. I'm sorry. There's no way I'm contacting you when I don't even know what this looks like.
Right on. All right, we're going to move on to the next one. If you guys want to vote for Speak to Leads, go ahead and vote for number 1 in the Click Now or in the Vote Now button. Moving on. Bully Max, muscle supplements for dogs with jacked dogs. Go ahead, Ollie.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of scary, but I think for the target demographic, this is a really strong page. I love the simplicity of the colors and the design. I could use a bit more white space, but the CTA really stands out. There's nothing to do on this page apart from that. I mean, you could click the Facebook thing at the top, but that's just good social proof.
Well, but the call to action is misleading. What do you expect to happen once you click that button? It actually takes you to a product page. It doesn't get you anything.
With a pop-up, by the way, that is just horrifying. I mean, as soon as I get there, I get this this DHTML pop-up, or whatever you want to call it, HTML5 pop-up, which is kind of weird.
Isn't that just when you try and leave?
So on the homepage, they say get the whatever the thing, which is a very high commitment call to action. People might be scared to do that. Instead, if it said see product details, whatever, that's a low commitment. Much more people will click that.
Details here. That's the buy now stage. I mean, I disagree. If it's $39, if I want this, I believe it.
Well, change the functionality on the button and make it add to cart. You know, why the extra stupid step? And also the readability. Again, tiny gray text on gray background, or sometimes tiny black text. Make it bigger, increase readability. I didn't check it for responsiveness.
I got to agree with that. One comment on the copywriting. Did you really say jaw-dropping? And is that what you meant? I mean, did you mean it to be as funny as it sounds? It looks like stock photography for that veterinarian. That does not make me trust. And then also, there are typography problems. There's centered paragraphs. There's paragraphs that aren't spaced right. There's paragraphs that don't align properly. Lots of little things that are going to cost my trust if I'm going to buy something that my dog is going to eat.
And where are they making a case for why these Pitbull whatever supplements versus all these other providers? Because I can't believe that they're the only ones.
Do this? I think this is a pretty niche product.
Well, any niche where there's money to be made, there's more than one player.
Right. But I do like the focus on, like, there's nothing else to do on this page apart from, read it and then buy it. So at the top, the Facebook social proof is good because they've got to a point like 260,000, and it's verifiable. You can click on it and go and see they have that many fans. That
means that there's a lot of competition.
Excellent. All right. Well, if you guys want to vote for Bully Max muscle supplements for dogs, you can vote number 2 underneath in the Vote Now button. Moving on. Masters of the ebook. We actually said a lot about this page already. And if anyone wants to say anything extra about what this page could do better, speak up. If not, I think we should just move forward.
So let's reiterate. There's no pitch here what the book is about. What the hell is the book about? The main thing.
I can tell you what the answer is going to be. That someone is going to say, well, we want to make people scroll down. I don't know that this is going to make people scroll down.
Yeah, there's no cue to say there's actually anything more on the page. Like it looks like that's all you have when you're at the top there. So at least put in one line that says what this ebook is and why I should care about it.
Or just something saying, read more, or a down arrow or something. Just tell me what to do.
I mean, visually it's good. The interaction sucks though. Like it's really, really not enjoyable to try and go down and look at all this stuff.
Is it possibly too clever for its own good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Definitely.
And that's something that's important too, because when we're designing these pages, there's that border of like we're trying to be clever, but then you might push it too far. So
and you got the tweet. The tweet thing is the first thing you're asking someone to do there, and it shouldn't be about that at this point. Like download the book and then ask me to share it. Don't do it here. It's a little silly.
Yeah. All right, moving on. Northwest University. Pep, you already started with this a little bit earlier. Do you want to keep going, or do you want to let somebody else start it off?
Having seen a lot of higher education landing pages, this seemed like a good landing page because they don't require you to fill out the 55 field form. So it's a really easy way to get in touch. But yes, this one night and best bang, it's just ridiculous. And you're selling an evening program. However, you're not. What is the evening program about? What am I going to learn? What degree is there? They only, if you scroll to the very bottom, you have to get out your loop, and it's like programs offered. So
I read the whole thing and I couldn't figure it out.
It looks like navigation.
A landing page, separate landing page for each of these programs, not a generic one. Because nobody.
Where are the programs? Someone tell me.
Right here at the bottom.
Oh, there they. Okay, sorry, and I'm serious. I could not figure out where they were.
It looks like navigation. It looks like footer navigation. It's weird. Yeah, I don't know how this one made it into the final. I apologize to the world. This is a terrible, terrible landing page.
All right, but in case you want to vote for it, you can vote number 4 in the finalists, and we'll have one more page to go deeper critique on. And we all kind of liked this page a little bit earlier, so let's talk about it a little bit more deeply.
I don't like a single thing about this page. I think it's horrible.
To be honest, I didn't look closely enough. I thought it was for a surveillance product. I'm completely serious.
Yes.
Now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, what the hell? This is entirely too clever for its own good, and I don't understand what they think they're trying to tell me here.
The headline sucks. The copy presentation, it's unreadable. The copywriting itself, the content is god-awful. The form messaging does not match anything else. I mean, it's just, there's nothing good about it, and I hate the picture too.
I really like the visual treatment on this page. Yes, the headline, really needs to say something more about, industry analysis and how you use big data. Like the form headline is really good. Make that your headline, because it'll tell you that this is a report. That's what you're going to get. That makes it clear. So you just need to switch these things up. Really, that would help. But it's really nice and clear in the design sense. The typography is excellent in the header.
Okay, Ollie, tell me this. What is the offer on this page?
It's a report, the industry analysis for big data. Like I said, the form area, the headline, that's where the clarity is. That needs to be moved over.
Yeah, but it's so generic. I mean, this is what every single business page tells me, and I know what it really means is get your free, really vague report that will tell me things like if you organize your data is more organized, and then we're going to call and pester you or email you for the next 6 years. Tell me something about this.
What I would say about the bullet points down there, you need to highlight something interesting in there. Just the words discover, improve, optimize revenue. That's not helpful.
Turn your data streams into real revenue opportunities. I prefer to turn my data streams into total crap that sucks money out of my company. I mean, what? Everybody says that. You can't just tell me what everybody else says.
All right.
It's a copyright exercise, and it could be really good because it's a nice clean design.
Yeah.
If you want to vote for this is number 5 in the Vote Now section. And just to do a recap, we've got number 5 here with CSI. Today I see the world from all new angles. Northwest University here, which is number 4. download a copy of the ebook, The Portent. I think this is great. No, Kapost. Who is this? Yeah, Kapost.
It's not me. It is
no, not
me.
you. No, sorry.
Oh God.
I'm trying to scroll back to the top of the page here. This is number 3, Masters of the Ebook from Kapost. There we go. You can vote for them by voting number 3. Bully Max at number 2, Muscle Supplements for Dogs. And SpeakToLeads.com, number 1 if you are looking to vote for them. I'm going to take the screen share off here. And we've got about 5 minutes left of the show, and we'd like to do a little Q&A before the show, before we wrap it all up. And Samantha Ferguson asks, is understanding the benefit the most important part of the page, or is seeing the product more important? Who wants to start with that one?
Depends on the product. Some products are plain obvious. So
the answer is yes.
To show the product.
The answer is yes, because the product should be the benefit. You should show them together and encapsulate it all, because otherwise you're doing a lot of what we're talking about here, where you talk about a benefit out of context and it sounds like what everyone else is saying. I always prefer to have the product presented with the benefit in very close proximity.
Right, and if it's a complicated product like the Pitbull vitamin, you need copy to explain, why you should feed your animal, that stuff.
And do you think it makes a difference if it's a physical good versus an intangible good, like an information product versus a physical product? Like, because we've got one page here that's more software, another page that's a physical product you give to your dog, another page that's an ebook on creating ebooks. Like,
I mean, ebooks are tricky. You need more copy with the ebooks, but with software, pictures.
Yeah, I mean, when everyone looks at the landing page I created for my ebook, I'm gonna get slammed.
We're gonna tear it down.
Yes, you will. It's awful. But I would say with soft products, it depends. If it's actual software, then show screens. If it's an ebook, I wouldn't necessarily worry about it.
Yeah, and with the product, I mean, it's all about context of use. What does it look like to use this in my world? So the little cute puppy thing and the angry dog supplements, that's done pretty well, because it shows you the food and it shows you this crazy looking dog. Well, you can maybe bring that up a little bit further, but that's a good demonstration of what will happen if you use that.
All right, excellent. Danielle asks, what is the better option instead of infield labels? Don't they help conserve space on the form?
Infield labels work if you have 1 or maybe 2 form fields. If it's longer than that, it's a usability problem. So you want to typically default to top align.
And I actually think you can get away with it, but there's 2 things you have to do. You have to make the text of the label very obviously temporary. So either make it fainter or put it in the lower corner or something. And when I click in the field, that text has to disappear. It can't stay there.
Some of them now, because the usability problem that Pep's talking about is that when it disappears, you're like, what was it again? And you often have to click back out again to see what it was. I have seen some good ones recently where when you click inside, it stays there, but it gets way pushed back, and it disappears when you start typing. But
just something to tell me it's not, that the field is not actually complete. And next to that, label on top is the way I would go.
Yeah,
so if it's a long form, like your enter your billing address and shipping address, do not use inline forms. Too many form fields, you get confused, massive usability problem.
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Samantha asked, was there any insight into how companies are bringing traffic to these pages before you started suggestion optimizations? No, and we talked about this last time too. We generally don't have a lot of context besides the page themselves, so sometimes we can tell that this was from an email campaign, sometimes we can't, but it all depends. Does anyone want to talk about that too?
Yeah, I mean, half the advice we're giving here makes no difference whatsoever.
Yeah. I mean, most of the advice carries across everything. It's very rare that you're going to say, oh, I'm doing this page for PPC, so it should be different, or oh, I'm doing this for SEO, which always pains me because landing pages don't do that very well. There are certain things you might do depending on the ad itself, but they don't go to the kind of best practices stuff we're talking about here.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that we're talking about too is mostly from what we've seen is a lot of clarity issues, right? And you see it a lot here. We'll see it a lot more in the future. If you watch previous episodes, it's all about like what is this product. And a lot of times, even if you were to do something with like PPC Hero, they'll say that a lot of the ads don't even have a lot of clarity. So, you know, it's... Can you guys talk a little bit about bringing more clarity?
Yeah, well, think of it this way. You shouldn't rely on the pre-click experience for all of this context, because the page should be able to stand alone and describe exactly what's going to happen there, because you can't rely on someone remembering the finer details from where they came from, right? I mean, they're interested enough to click, but you need to make sure that this page says everything it needs to say without that context, right? It's going to be helped a lot when this matches really well, but it needs to be able to stand alone. I mean, what if it was in an email and they open the page, they don't really spend any time, they get distracted, go somewhere else, they come back to the page, it needs to be able to communicate, again, exactly what it's for without me having to go back to my email and figure out this campaign objective.
Spend more than $10 on your copywriter, please. Some of the writing on these is just so brutally bad, and I know everybody thinks that they can write great copy the moment they get into their company, you know, but you can't. I'm sorry, you have to practice. Until then, hire a decent copywriter.
Right
and
on.
my advice would be that instead of hiring a cheap copywriter, write it yourself, because cheap copywriters are way more terrible than you are if you just try to learn.
What I find a lot of the time is it's not the cheap copywriter, it's the CEO. And I'm saying that as a CEO. So, you know, it's people too close to the product. But yeah, I mean, just get the best copy you can. Let's say you pay someone $1,000 to write the copy for your landing page. If you're selling BullyMax, how many packages do you have to sell? If you're selling lead management software, how much do you have to sell to pay that back? Come on, like, give me a break on this.
All right, and we've actually got a winner, which is cool. Do you guys want to do a little drum roll here? The winner is BullyMax.
Thank you, dogs.
Yeah. So congratulations, you have won a subscription to the Conversion Excel Conversion Optimization course, 6 months of Unbounce Pro 99, and we've got some special offers for you here too. Ian, tell me a little bit about the offer that you have for the Page Fights audience members.
I'm not sure it's really a special offer, but I have an ebook that's coming out in the next actually half day called One Trick Ponies Get Shot, and it's about how services businesses need to focus on strategy, not on tactics with their clients. And you can actually read a blog post I wrote about that to learn a bit. See, terrible landing page. Just spare me, okay? Don't go there. Now, if I can, I'm going to try and get a discount code from Amazon, and any folks who use that page to go in and sign up to be notified, I will send you the discount code. I am wrangling with Amazon, so there are no guarantees when you're wrangling with Amazon, except that I'll have less hair the next time you see me.
All right, fantastic. Now, that's it. That's all we have for the show. If you guys want to participate on the hashtag Page Fights on Twitter, that's cool. We can do a little bit of post talk after that. But that's pretty much the show we've got for today. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to get any of the stuff or watch the replay, go over here. There we go. To pagefights.com/with Ian. You must become a subscriber to get access to this special content.
I'm in the URL.
Yeah.
Wow.
So have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much, and have an awesome weekend.
Thanks, guys. Have a great weekend.